So I did a boo-boo. I will admit I am, as the kids say, back on my bullshit. After, boy howdy, I want to say it's been a year. Yeah, just about. I have made my not so triumphant return. No, it's not a year. It's been a couple of months. That's a sheer fucking lie. I've made my triumphant return to gacha games.
Oh,
After the disillusionment of Genshin Impact having the world's fucking worst garbage rates ever. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I played Fate. Fate was terrible. And even still, it was somehow better than fucking
bruh.
Genshin.
You don't want to be like M-Tashed and drop Destiny and then go to Genshin and drop like 2K on rolls each like month.
Like,
And
no.
still not get everything.
Like, it's so boneheaded. So the last one I played was Genshin, but Genshin was such a flash in the pan. Before that, I used to play Dragalia Lost quite a bit from the same team, from Cygames, the same people that do Shadowverse and Grand Blue Fantasy. That's the big one, and it treats me right. Let me tell you. I tell you what.
They had a Persona 5 thing recently for it.
I found out like when I left Dragalia Lost, I like unplugged. I actually like rage quit Dragalia Lost because I just like couldn't roll what I wanted on a event specific thing. So I was just like, man, fuck. And then just like left for a bit. Like I was also kind of disinterested at that point. The once you hit endgame, the leveling is kind of like really like obtuse and you're not like truly clear on how to do it. Though they changed a lot and improved way. I came back to a completely different fucking game.
Holy shit.
So much so that like I had so many mats to blow that I blew them like instantly, like, and I still had so much left.
Holy
and
shit.
Then like I don't know if it was like stuff that they like adjusted, so they were like, oh hey, we like did a whole rework, so here's a refund on the stuff that you used up or whatnot. Like I don't know if it was that or they just like gave it to me, but like I'm like a week back or something, and I'm diamond handsing. I'm mature now. I'm diamond handsing until the gala event, the like basically like only like 4 times a year event, and I have enough for 10 rolls, if not more.
Holy
like
shit.
And like with event participations
GME.
from between now and then, I'll have like free tickets as well to do 10 rolls.
Holy shit.
And like I better get at least some. There's one character I fucking want, but if I get something, it might drive me to like continue. I also need to like understand how to like actually grind endgame, because I'm at endgame and it's kind of just like how do I continue? But what got me back into gacha games was Arknights, a game published by the same people who published Genshin Impact. Not developed, but published. Therefore, the rates are fucking garbage. Not as bad as Genshin, though. They just like, it's kind of just like really hard to roll 10 rolls if you're a free player. Like you really have to like actively play it and this and that. And
Yeah.
I got into it because the graphic design is really cool.
All I
But
know about Arknights, like literally all I think as Arknights, is that there is a gangster penguin, a rapper penguin, who is like the leader of like some group. I think that's Arknights.
This is the first I've heard of it.
I'm pretty sure Arknights penguin. Hold on, I'm almost positive.
Because there is an organization called Penguin Logistics that does like delivery, like they're like couriers basically.
Yeah, the leader of they're the couriers, and I think the leader.
His name is
Emperor.
He's a
He has a Tupac shirt, gold chains, like a I don't even know, it's a little like knitted cap or like a do rag or something. But he's got a Glock.
it's a knitted cap.
He's got
And
a
he just has a
fucking
Glock in his suitcase. Like, it's not even like Tupac. It's not Tupac adjacent. It's like actual Tupac, like, shirt.
Yeah. Like they
I'm
literally got a picture of Tupac and just like literally put it in Adobe Illustrator and vectorized it. Like the
You've
Emperor.
convinced me. I'm sticking with Arknights.
There's a wallpaper that I'm looking at of him firing the gun, and the gun is like smoking, and it just looks so funny. Like I mind you, like I have no idea anything about the story of this stuff. All I know is that Arknights is like it's like kind of like tower defense or something.
Yeah, it's literally Plants vs Zombies.
Nice. All I know about it is that there's this rapper penguin who is the leader of some organization, and now I know.
Wait, I can't read Chinese. Is this? Can I summon him?
You might be able to.
Fuck, dude. Oh god.
Oh god.
Okay, we're hello and welcome to Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece fancast where we review the latest chapter and have different One Piece related discussions every single week. My name is Franz, and I will be poor now.
My name is John, and I will also be poor now. And also, I think we're both still mind fucked. We didn't forget, guys. I'm
actually so mind fucked that my head is completely empty.
Nice. Yeah, I've been seeing stuff around the interwebs, different theories, and I've thought about some other shit of my own, and we've gotten people typing on our Discord ideas. We talked to our good friend Billy because he's like a theory master. I've been in the trenches. I've been in the One Piece trenches, just doing field research, and I don't have answers for you guys. I don't.
That's the unfortunate thing. Like I've been very busy this week with a couple of things that I really can't discuss. But on top of that, just like trying to like ruminate on what happened, I've got nothing.
It's
there's
ridiculous.
No like concrete idea.
I have seen so many different theories. So we talked about it last week, like the one we thought was, I still sort of think it might be the most
plausible.
The most plausible one is that it was Hiyori that healed them, and they were all just like, I mean, I mean, Kiku's missing an arm, and they have the living shit kicked out of them. Like, I feel like they would, and if they're in a dark room, they would mistake. They'd be fucking delusional. I don't know how much blood they've lost, but
quite a bit. Enough.
Yeah, I know in One Piece, like, blood loss is sort of a moot point. Well, it's not. It's you have to lose a much higher amount of blood that actually exists in your body in order to feel effects like that.
You have to lose claymore levels of blood.
Yeah. Yes. But I think it's her, and then maybe this is like Onimaru, disguising himself as, I don't know, just disguising himself as Oden to, I guess, give them a pep talk or something. I don't even know why, like, what he's really gonna do.
Like, whatever the intent was, the intent is not coming from Onimaru, I don't believe. I would say that the intent is coming from Hiyori. Like, Hiyori, like, asked him to do this.
Yeah. And, yeah, because, and we had talked about diaper percent. We had talked about, like, this isn't Oden, he's not showing off his legs, he's not in the diaper. Like, where's the diaper? Because that's, like, when he's Tommy Pickles mode, that's how you know it's really him. But if it was Hiyori, the only thing I can think about that is that I don't think she ever saw him outside of the castle? Question mark?
Right, that's what you were saying.
Yeah,
before. She would have never seen him in diapers.
Yeah, because she only saw him at home, and at home he was like, he let loose. The goose is loose, and he was just chill mode. So I have that's what I think is like the most plausible, but I've seen a couple other people talking about stuff like this. And let me try to find them because I want to bring up a couple of theories. I know one that was brought up was Greg from the One Piece magazine.
Right.
He had brought up that he thinks it could be he thinks that Kanjuro could still be alive, and maybe this is an ink clone. And
that's
like,
a very good possibility.
He's using this moment of like Hiyori leaving for some reason. Like, his theory was that she left to like get something for them, and then like he like while she was gone, he was like, "Oh, haha, look at me! Look at me, guys! It's Oden," and then he's gonna like try to kill them when they're down.
I can see something like that, or I believe we might have like touched on it then, or it might have been in a conversation with Billy where we talked about just him triple agenting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Kanjuro being like loving, like despite being Kurozumi, like still loving Oden and believing in him.
Yeah.
So like Kanjuro like double crossing his double cross, basically.
Damn, the triple axle double cross.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. We don't know anything about Kanjuro, which was a deliberate thing on Oda's part, but it also makes it hard to say if it's actually probable that this is Kanjuro, that like Kanjuro would double triple cross.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild. The one thing that I have against this is that like, because Kanjuro like so the lore confirmed is that Kanjuro was like, when he was with the Straw Hats, he was drawing shittily. Like, he was drawing with his offhand because he wanted to like, he didn't want to like alert them. But he can actually, if he switches to his proper drawing hand, he can draw like perfect recreations. But that being said, the swords are not Enma and
swords.
Amine Habakiri.
Right.
He doesn't have them.
I feel if it was Kanjuro would have drawn Oden.
Yeah, exactly as he remembers
him.
Yeah. Exactly as he remembers them, which is with the two swords. So that's the only thing that I'm like, it could be Kanjuro, but like, because he even had some sort of speech to them when they found out he was a traitor, like when they're at the harbor, and he's like, no, like because they were like, why didn't you just kill Oden, like when you were there, like you were a traitor, you could have just killed him. And he's like, no, like Oden was like a father to me, like what are you talking about? I couldn't kill him. And it's like, well, but you're a traitor. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you, but like he's very, like you said, they've kind of withheld information about Kanjuro from us, but it feels very like like the token brainwashed character, like they're doing something, but then like somebody else they deeply care about, like for some reason, even though they're brainwashed, they're like, no, I can't do that. Like, no, I can't kill him. Like
yeah. Like, even though as a Kurozumi, he hates the Kozuki, like there's no way that you could spend that much time with like, or like, especially like him being apparently some fucking method actor.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to you. That's why Jared Leto's so twisted, baby. He lives in a society, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Oh God. Yeah, it's possible. I had talked with some people. I think it'd be cool if it was Kanjuro, or even if it's somebody else. And I'll bring up a theory I thought of yesterday. Some other people might have talked about it too, but I thought about it yesterday because it led to this moment, which I think would be cool, is that all the scabbards are here, like talking to Oden, quote unquote, and they're like, "Oh, Lord Oden," and it would be so cool if Sanji busts in and like attacks him, and they're like, "Yo, Sanji, what the fuck? Like, why are you attacking our dad?" And then Sanji's just like, "I don't know who this guy is, but like, I sense like terrible things from her. Like, you don't if like, you know, Sanji with this observation hockey, like, if you trust this guy, like, then something's wrong with you guys, like, and then that would be like how they reveal like who this person is.
Right, like, oh, it's Conjuro. That, I think that would make sense because the shock of seeing their John Travolta dad would be enough to get them like out of it and like not be focusing like super observation hockey, this and that. You know?
Yeah. Because it's like, I feel like it could be Onimaru. If it's Onimaru and Hiyori, for sure it was definitely Hiyori. I just don't know who this guy is. If it's Onimaru, then it's sort of a weird, like, I guess there's two sides to this sort of conundrum, this Oden conundrum the community has. It's like, is whoever's pretending to be Oden, are they trying to help the samurai? Or are they trying to, like, lull them into a false sense of security and, like, kill them?
Right, because it, like, Dark Horse, it's someone we don't fucking know. Like, it's some beast pirate or something.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't, like, have the copy fruit, but, like, you know, other than Bon Clay, there are other people who can do shit like that. I know, what's her fuck from the Blackbeard Pirates was one example.
Katarina Devon, yeah.
Katarina. And like, oh, she might have a reason to be there. But there was another one that I don't quite remember. I believe it was like Artur that brought it up, possibly.
Maybe I can go. He posted hold on. He posted something about it. About his theories on who it could be.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find this picture, because it was like a week ago. He brings up Katarina Devon, Onimaru, an ink clone, Bon Clay. It's one sentence long, and it says Eneru has decided to dedicate himself to cosplaying Oden. And it's a picture of Eneru with Odin's hair poorly drawn in.
That's so good. I believe the other one that I was thinking of might have been Onimaru.
Yeah,
which is like something that we already talked about. So
yeah, something I'm sure other people have thought of this, but something I thought of was our dear old pal, our lovable dear old pal Kiadi Mundi, because he fits the bill. So like the other people, like, okay, Katarina Devon and Bon Clay and even Onimaru to an extent, like, they have the power to transform into Oden, but I looked up, like, that wahaha is Odin's laugh. So whoever is doing this, like, knows him that Odin's
much.
Laugh. Yeah.
So that would rule out Bon Clay, like, and
Bon Clay, Katarina Devon, and even Onimaru to an extent.
Right, but there's the asterisk, but Hiyori. Well, you know, Oden was involved with like the other like leaders, so to speak. So, you know, maybe Onimaru remembers him.
Yeah.
You know, but
because like so whoever is doing this would have to like know that specifically about Oden.
There was also the I personally think it was like a bit on the crack side of like devil fruit DNA memory and shit, and like, you know how like Bon Clay's fruit used to be used by the Kurozumi old hag.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, like maybe the fruit remembers. I feel like that's definitely a pull. Like,
yeah. It's definitely
it's a
long
from last week. Right. But it's like the least likely.
Me and our friend Billy had talked about it over the week because we were just like, I was like mind fucked. Still am. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck this is possible. I don't think it's time travel shenanigans. I think it's somebody pretending, but it's like trying to figure out who it is. And if it's Bon Clay, the question arose, well then how the hell did he break out of Impel Down? Like, how did he get out?
Yeah.
Like, him alone is not breaking out of Impel Down.
For sure not.
Regardless of whoever they have helping them, right? But we had talked about it, and it kind of leads back to the previous, like the end of one of the previous acts of Wano, when all of the warlords were getting hunted by the Navy because they had disbanded the warlords.
Right.
There's like a cut to Blackbeard, and he says, "Oh, with everybody on the move, like they've let their guard down. Now is our perfect chance," or something like that. And when it happened, the community had kind of, I remember posts people were talking about, they had kind of just summed it up to like, maybe he's going after the warlords to accumulate more, like, hey, like, you can get arrested with the Navy or fight them forever, or you can be on my crew and we could like rule, you and me can rule this town, Spider-Man.
Right.
But if we're going on the Bon Clay theory, if it is somehow Bon Clay, we would still need to know why the fuck he knows Odin's laugh and all this shit, which could be the Devil Fruit DNA thing. But how he got out of prison could be explained, because what if Whitebeard's what if Blackbeard's not talking about going after the warlords, but he's talking about going back into Impel Down?
That's also not impossible.
Because we know that Doflamingo is in Impel Down, and I'm sure he has intel on like whatever the fuck Doflamingo knows. And if he tells him like, hey, like that Luffy guy, like they're all at Wano right now, Kaido's gonna lose. Like, your best bet is to join me and, you know, help me. I'm sure Doflamingo's not gonna be like, yeah, sure. Especially if Blackbeard's grand plan is like, hey, like, if you join me, we're gonna like kill all the Celestial Dragons. He'll be like, oh, dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, he'd for sure be fucking down for that.
But I just think it's funny that if it is Bon Clay, we'll get a speech at some point like, hey, like, Bon Clay, like, how the hell did you break out of Impel Down? I was like, oh yeah, there was all this big commotion, and some guy dressed up in pink like broke out, and I just followed him.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. The Dragon Ball Super, like,
dude, like,
that's the more like crack-ish theory if it's Bon Clay. Like, that's a roundabout way of explaining not even the full part of Bon Clay, but like how Bon Clay got there. It doesn't even explain like how he would know specifically to talk to them, or like,
yeah, exactly. Like, this is definitely like a situation where like the moment you even think about like the Occam's razor principle, like the simpler the better, basically, is the name of the game when it comes to Occam's razor. Actually, let me look that up to make sure if I'm not fucking speaking out my fucking ass.
It's actually the opposite. Occam's razors make everything as confusing as possible.
Yeah, so Occam's razor, the situation that requires the smallest number of assumptions, is probably the one that's correct. So, like, the Bon Clay situation requires so many ifs and buts.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
You know, like, it's like we're saying, it's not impossible, but it's not where I'm putting my money.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, well, one thing that we haven't talked about is the possibility that it's actually just fucking him, and that it actually just fucking was Lady Hiyori.
Yeah, it's something like, dude, I have no idea. Cause I don't know. Like I said, like my main two suspects right now are like, it is Lady Hiyori, I think for sure. I don't think Toki is there.
I don't think so either. I don't want to bet on it.
Yeah, but for the other thing, like, I think it could be Fukurokuju, if it is an imposter, and then I'll get on to what I think about Oden.
Fukurokuju.
The only way, so Kiadi Mundi, the last time we saw him was like right when, the last time we saw him in the manga was right when what's his face died, Orochi.
Right.
Lord Shitlord.
and he kind of just like
He literally
dipped.
like we saw him. He looked away at something and then he just walked away. And one of the other Oniwa Banshu was like, "What?" And then like they just kind of like, "Wait, what?" They like looked at him confused, but like he just dipped. And the only thing I can think of is because he was there in the Oden flashback multiple times, but specifically he was there when Oden died.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense if it's him, like because we know he was originally one of the ninja on the Oniwa Banshu, like he was like a master ninja. Yeah. So like he helped the family, so he would know Oden's mannerisms.
That is true, but like we don't know that he has a fruit like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if it's a devil fruit or if he's just using some kind of like ninjutsu shit.
Like it's something that I don't think Oda would do. I don't think Oda would be like, oh, like haha, it's a dark room, like it was just the cardboard cutout or something.
No, yeah,
like
because like
there has to be something convincing about this.
Because like what's his face? Raizo has a devil fruit, right? I think, but he also like he has like ninja techniques that he's used that don't. Hold on. Let me check. Does he have a devil fruit? I'm looking right at now. The scroll.
The roll one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an unconfirmed Paramecia devil fruit.
Right. So you're right. He does have like superhuman abilities, quote unquote. That
because like he can use the scroll. Because he uses the scroll against Kaido. Like that's his technique. But when we first see him, he's using like shadow clone techniques. Like he's popping up, his body was popping up like everywhere. And it's like, well, how does that like, it's obviously not like, you know, Naruto levels of shadow clone convolution. Like, oh, when Naruto makes a shadow clone, it's literally an exact copy of all of his body, just made of chakra, and it dissipates. If it's like, the fact that he was able to do that to me is like, okay, if that's an ability, then maybe like simple like transformation jutsu would be a thing.
I see your line of logic now.
Yeah,
like it's
because it was confirmed that he was like a master ninja, and him and Raizo have fought in the past. Because Shinobu was even under him. She learned from him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe that was the case.
He was her old master. So if it is him trying to like finish the job or something, I could see him transforming into Oden. And that would kind of make sense of like the swords, because like maybe he can only transform his like actual like body, but like any like actual objects or something, like he can't transform.
Right, in the same way that Bon Clay can only transform his face.
Yeah.
So
well, that could be another thing. And that's only because he just like walked away and we don't know where he is.
Bon Clay could only transform his face, but the lady could transform herself into the Momonosuke baby boy. So does that mean Bon Clay just like didn't fulfill his whole thing, like the whole fruit ability?
That's true.
Like I'm not misremembering this, right? Like
no, she transformed into him, but I don't know what clothes she was wearing. I would have to go back, but yeah, that I'm pretty sure that did happen. So it's like, okay, how the fuck did how the hell did that happen, you know? Like
yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum. I'm just
yeah. So I don't know if hold on. Fuck all this Oden stuff. How did she do that? Like
right, like
take all this Oden stuff, throw it in the trash. I don't care anymore. How did she do that? No, I don't know. It's probably I don't know if she was like, she could have just been awakened and we have no idea. Cuz I feel like maybe it's like, so if a user has awakened their fruit.
Oh no. He apparently can do like the whole shebang. It's just that most people remember him from like the face shit.
Yeah, because I remember him when he was on the boat
The
specifically.
boat. Yeah, that's what I'm remembering as well. Though,
But yeah, then because he did copy Cobra,
yeah.
and I think he was in Cobra's clothes, but I think when he stopped it, because right when he untransformed from Cobra, wasn't that the start of his fight with Sanji?
Maybe I'm seeing here on the wiki that there was one point where he just transformed completely into Nami and then showed Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper her boobies. Like,
I do remember that. Yes, I think that was the moment in one of the SBSs where Oda confirmed, like, yeah, like, Luffy is not horny. Like, he was just reacting because Usopp was reacting, and he thought it was funny.
oh, was that the case? Huh.
Yeah, it's canon that, like, he made the
He
face
didn't know
looking
the
at Nami's
deal
tits,
was.
but, like, he only did that because Usopp was making the face, and he thought it was funny. And so he wanted to join in on the funny.
And then there's a blurb here, not to get stuck on the fruit DNA shit,
The
but
dino
like
DNA. I got a dinosaur on an
Dino
expedition.
DNA.
On
I
a
fell and
freak
broke my leg,
expedition.
and my humerus was shattered to fucking dust, so they had to replace it with the bone I found, and now I have Dino DNA.
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was an absolute gift to society. I want everybody if you want to go down the rabbit hole that was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, what was
Karina from the Drawfee show.
Is her name Dilphasaur? Yeah,
Dilphasaur, yes.
Dilphasaur on YouTube. Dilfosaur. If you search up Dilphasaur, she has videos on her YouTube.
She might have taken them down though.
Oh, she might have.
Cause like she doesn't like it when she doesn't like the whole what's it called? Parasocial relationship thing. And like people got like really weird with her apparently.
Oh,
like,
that sucks.
And like more than she was like comfortable with. So like it's really such a shame.
Those
Yu-Gi-Oh videos were really good.
Oh, like fuck.
The best tidbit to me about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was the fact that like the smart kid with like the fucking like bandolier of decks from the raw. He was in the raw room, the class place.
He had like the science decks, and it was like hydrogen something and water. So he'd make like water dragon.
Yeah, and apparently he's just like in the Japanese dub, he just gets horny for some like tiger lady, and then everyone kind of just hates him by the end of it. Like,
yeah, he gets horny for like this tiger lady, and she reveals she's a tiger, and he's like sad that she left, and
like
she's everybody
like actually just a tiger.
Literally just starts like treating him like shit, and then in one of the later seasons, the school the island that they're on literally gets teleported to another plane of existence. Due to like the main villain of the season 3 or whatever, and like he ends up meeting the tiger girl again, and then he just decides like, hey, like literally life sucks in the normal like realm that we're in,
and you all hate me,
and you all hate me, so I'm staying with this tiger girl, and I'm gonna get tiger pussy like forever. And literally nobody has like all the characters like good luck, man, we're gonna miss you. Like,
and like it's so fun, like because especially the way the GX ends in the Japanese dub, like there's no way to know what happened to him. He's just like gone, and like
he's just gone.
Like not even like dead like some other characters in Japanese dub, like just gone.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Like why did they have to write him out like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But all this to say that Von Clay's fruit could have the dino DNA inside of it, and it could just remember to transform into Oden.
And like that part of the like Oden is Bon Clay is not the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
The biggest issue with the Oden is Bon Clay is, how is he here?
Yeah, how is he here? How does he know specifically to go? Like, because if he was here, he would have gone to help Luffy and them first, I assume.
Right, because they're
Like,
best friends forever.
yeah, why would he go to this group of samurai that he literally has no connection to that we know of?
But before we got off topic, we never like actually discussed the possibility of it's actually just fucking Oden from the past.
Yeah, and there's multiple things that it could be to explain that. Like, I think we had talked about it a little bit, but just to like sort of expand on that, like maybe it is a power of the time fruit, but it's not like, maybe it's just like a vision of Odin, like sent to the future.
You did talk about a kind of like Obi-Wan R2-D2 kind of thing.
Yeah, like maybe it's a message that was sent specifically to the samurai, like in this specific point in time. Again, it would be a sort of thing, like it'd be a stretch, like, okay, well, how did they know specifically in this room in Onigashima, like to, you know, Onigashima is also
a force
floating
ghost
in the air. Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
How did Toki know the longitude and latitude of where to send
hold on, she has
message?
the time fruit, not the time space fruit.
That's
nor
what I'm
the
saying.
space fruit. So I don't think she can like truly control that.
Yeah, but it's just fucking wild. It could I mean, if somehow it is Odin, like actually Odin, I mean, it could just be some kind of weird time fruit fuckery, and he was sent. Either he was sent to the future by Toki, which I don't think so, or if it was time fruit shenanigans, maybe he was pulled from the past, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We don't know who has the time fruit currently, and we don't know
how it works.
Yeah, we know the user can jump through time forward, and they can also send people forward in time. We have no way to know if it can do the same in reverse, or like what would happen. And I think Oda's playing it very safe on that front.
Like, what if it's a funny Valentine kind of thing? Because like, not to get into like, like world lines and timelines and taking someone from a timeline to bring them into the world. Like, okay, so
we're not saying that. We're just saying that Kaido threw down the American flag and pulled
another Kaido
another Kaido from another multiverse to fight. Yeah. No, it could be a funny Valentine. We could have a funny Valentine on our hands. I don't think it's the most likely, but it's like, well,
no.
I have no fucking idea at this point. So,
right there's just like, because the thing is like, so the concept of a world line is like the tree trunk. If a branching set of timelines or a branching set of options is represented as a tree, the world line would be referenced as like the main trunk. And like the world line can split as well, or this and that, but like tangential timelines that are changed by like something like an Oden disappearing from that timeline and being sent to another can like affect that timeline. Like we'll assume that timeline's like dead, it goes off into some fucking direction, doesn't matter. But bringing that Oden into this world line means that the original Oden that was with us the whole time and died is fine, but the Oden from that other world that was kind of tangential until that specific point is now here. And man, talking about like time space, like space time like this and in 5-dimension chess and shit fucking sucks. Now that I'm thinking about it, because everything that I just said sounds like garbage.
I'm no time scientist, but what you just described is also described and happens in the finale of one of the later seasons. I think it's like the last season of Ben 10.
No, okay. We cannot
Uh,
do this.
we're gonna do this. There is a villain who is jumping to different timelines to find the Ben 10 in that universe and kill that Ben 10 because he needs to find the Ben 10 that exists. I forget. There is one Ben that exists that like has the secret or like has not bonded with the Omnitrix yet or something like that. And they need him because he is the key to like some master plan. And so they're going to different timelines and they're, hunting down the Bens. And then a group of Bens from all these other timelines team up to help Ben Prime. Yeah. Oh, I think that's what it is. Wait, no, never mind. I'm dumb. I don't know. It's something like they have to stop him from reaching the point where he would get the Omnitrix so that they can like fulfill some plan or something. I don't know. It's very dumb.
Time travel is weird, and talking about it is bad. And upon reflection, maybe bringing it up again and forcing the subject was a mistake. Actually.
Actually. But see, I want to talk more about Funny Valentine. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
I want to talk about the jazz song Funny Valentine.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. Oda has been playing it very safe with this time fruit, but all of this to say that time fruit exists somewhere. Like it got reincarnated somewhere, and now it's just a matter of who the frick has it, in the words of Sammy Classic Sonic fan.
Now he is the
the imperishable Sammy Zenith. Excuse my ignorance.
Yes, exactly.
As the imperishable Sammy Zenith once said, famously, what the frick? Like, what if I don't know.
Like okay, I think
who would have the fruit, the time fruit? Would Hiyori have it? Because she's the next of kin to Toki, and I feel like Toki, knowing
how powerful her fruit is,
having knowledge of everything of what happened in the Void, being from the Void Century, and wanting to go to Wano specifically because she knows the prophecy.
They never
she would
found
not just
Toki's body.
Yeah.
But what if because she's from the Void Century, this is gonna sound really dumb. What if she can what if she can force ghost herself and just die, and then the fruit is there? I'm trying to think no. What if she Blackbeards herself, puts a fucking cloth over herself, and then does whatever Blackbeard did to Whitebeard, and then pulls out the fruit and gives it to Toki? It's kind of a big what if, but I don't know, man. I'm not saying that Oda bringing up time travel was a mistake. It's just a lot to chew.
Yeah. It's something that it's every fan of the series, as soon as it happened, was this is cool, but please God, tread very lightly. And I think Oda knows that, because he literally set hard rules. It can only go forward. She has limited numbers of jumps. I assume it takes a toll on her or something. And she had enough to jump them into the future for the prophecy, for whatever's gonna happen at the end of this fight. But I don't know, who knows? Because the only other thing I can think of was, what if this is Oden and we got an Avengers Endgame sort of time travel deal? Well, somehow she pulled the Oden from the past into the present,
before only everything else.
Only for a limited amount of time. And then at the end of it, he's going to go back to the exact moment he was plucked out of that timeline.
Dog,
and that timeline would never have changed.
If it's a time travel thing and if it's real Oden, I believe that what you just said is the case.
Yeah. I could see that. If he was sent to the future or something. I have no idea. I also saw that I thought was pretty interesting. I retweeted it on the podcast Twitter at Paramecia Cast. Join it, because I I retweet a whole bunch of good One Piece art that I see and some funny jokes. And also, if you go into the likes, you'll sometimes see me liking something that was meant to be liked on my personal Twitter that I accidentally like on the podcast Twitter. And I refused. I'm like, well, I already liked it, so I'm not taking it back.
The classic.
But I did see something. The person who posted it was at YCarps. David Bednar. I don't know if they came up with it or not, but they're the one who posted it. They posted the 2 pictures, and they were like, But it goes back to right before they left for Onigashima, and Shinobu and Sanji are just sitting on the roof, just chilling. Which, by the way, I don't know why, but I just love that team. Like Shinobu and Sanji. I'm all about it.
There's just something about it.
There's just something about them, like, working together.
It's the irony.
Yeah. Because I have, like, for me at least, I have no doubt, like, Sanji, I know what it is. Sanji is not attracted to her in, like, a romantic way because of, like, oh, boohoo, like,
she's ugly.
She's not hot, haha. But she's also really fucking strong, so... in my head canon, they just fucking have this, like, respect for each other, and they're just bros. They're just chilling, like...
Just respect.
Yeah. When the subject comes up, she in the manga in canon, she plays it off as, like, oh, like, what are you talking about? I am the most beautiful ninja, or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like yeah, okay, hey, I need you to use your fruit that can literally decay something, like, into nothingness.
Hey, I need you to use your busted ass fruit, like...
Basically. But anyways, they're on the roof, and Shinobu's like, oh, finally when we found people on our side. We need a plan. We've got to have their strength with us. And they're talking about Onigashima, and he's like, yeah, plus Law's crew's in there. He's like, by the way, Shinobu, what are they doing? And, oh no, this is when everybody got locked up in the prison, and Law's group was in... They were in the center of the flower capital in that cage because they were being held as examples or whatever. But he's like, Shinobu, what are they doing? And Sanji points at the people of the flower capital, and she's like, oh, they're making skyboats in preparation for the fire festival. It's a shame. I bet they're not in the mood for a festival after 2 important people just died. And Shinobu says, just the opposite. The fire festival of the flower capital is a ceremony to mourn and remember the dead. It's the time when our feelings and wishes reach them more than ever. And he's like, oh. And there's something about, like, oh, like, they place their wishes into the skyboats that fly into the air, and your messages can reach the dead. And then immediately the next panel that he posted, at, like, to kind of the exact, like, for the point of the theory is Onigashima itself, like, literally flying in the sky from the clouds from Kaido.
Yeah.
And the theory was, what if there is just some innate truth to that fire festival thing, and, like, maybe he posts after, maybe making a giant sky lantern out of an actual skull and filling it with everybody important from a man's life who are fighting desperately for his dream is a good way to summon a ghost. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing, but that specific idea would essentially confirm, like, One Piece heaven, and not Skypiea heaven, like heaven.
One Piece heaven. Shit. Okay, now
we'd be on some, like, Dragon Ball shit.
Oh yeah,
dude. Like,
well, not necessarily. Because, maybe. Okay, I'm not sure now. So One Piece heaven could be confirmed.
Right. We're kind of just like, is this better or worse than Big Hat?
Yeah. This definitely has the same energy as Big Hat. I feel like Big Hat. Okay, I feel like this might be a little bit better than Big Hat because we do have
ideas.
We have some ideas from what the story has told us, and Big Hat was literally like Oda walked into, okay, you're it's a Saturday morning. You're playing video games with your best friend. You're playing Nintendo 64 with your best friends. You just had a sleepover, you woke up, you just had breakfast, Eggo waffles, and you're playing N64 before your mom comes to pick you up from your friend's house. Mm-hmm. And then Oda kicks the door open and on the table throws a swordfish and then leaves. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what Big Hat was. Big Hat was, we had all this shit going on, and he just kicked the door open and threw some random thing on our table and then smiled and left. And it's like, well, Oda, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, what am I supposed to... You want me to, like what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Yeah. The Big Hat, I like, Big Hat, the entire community was, like, grasping at answers. And people were getting mad at, like... Oh, it was kind of funny to watch because everyone's insanity. It was just like, what the fuck? And then someone would be like, well, like, Eneru's cave drawings in the cover are, if you flip them upside down, it's a hat. And it's like, well, yeah, but what does that mean, you idiot? It's like, I don't know.
And, like, the fact that that's still, like, the leading, like, morsel of truth to the whole Big Hat thing really says a lot about Big Hat in general.
It's like, was Joy Boy, like, a giant? Like, Shirahoshi's big? Was the previous Poseidon big? Like, did they, like... Because then you get into an issue of, well, okay, like, is it Joy Boy is like Luffy and he just likes big women? Or is, like, Joy Boy also big and they're just normal sized to each other? Because the Big Hat presented a whole bunch of minefields that like nobody... we're trying to navigate around, but we have no idea. We're walking in blind. At least this one, we have some ideas. Like, okay, there's some loose threads.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. There's some loose threads that maybe we could connect, but, I have no idea. I'm starting to I did like the little lantern theory. I thought that was cool. Even if it does confirm One Piece Heaven, I do just like the thought of, like, them actually being able to somehow, like, even if it's all just some weird hallucination on their part, if they're just able to, like, talk to Oden again.
Yeah.
It's like because the thing about it is, like we said before, like, it's either two sides. It's either somebody is pretending to be Oden to trick them to kill them, or it is somehow the real Oden, or somebody's trying to help them through Oden. And if it is, like, a ghost of the real Oden, or maybe it's just, like, their hallucination or something, I still would like to see, like, maybe a scene of them, getting to talk to Oden again and sort of, like, hardening their resolve.
Right.
Even if it's not, like, the real Oden. Because, I mean, that's part of the reason why I think it could be Onimaru, even if I don't know how he would know the laugh other than just Hiyori. But, because I feel like if she did that as sort of, like, a morale boost for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's kind of, like, what they need right now. But if it is, like you said, if it's, like, actually the real Oden somehow, I am also very interested in that possibility, because I would love to see them now talk to Oden and just what they would glean from that conversation.
Exactly. Like, it's a very important... It's important plot-wise. And no matter what, whether it's deception or truth. But what's really fucking... Like, we all agree on that. What's fucking everyone is the how.
Mm-hmm. It's nobody... I've not seen anybody that has said what they think it is and sound even, like, 60% confident in what they're saying. Everybody is just kind of like, well, it could be
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Maybe, man. We don't know. But, I don't know. We are not on break, so hopefully we will get the answer to this.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Soon. I don't know. I do hope that it is. I do hope it's good. I hope it's, like, somebody trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to, like, get out of there before Jack and all of them get there.
That'd be ideal, because, like, shit's coming up. Like, they're they're in danger still. No doubt about it. It's just like we don't know if the danger is now or coming up.
Yeah.
And it's not exhausting. It's just like, I need it already. Oda, please.
Oda, I need the answer. And like the fact that this is not Big Hat kind of allows me to breathe easier, because I'm like, okay, this is not a Big Hat situation. Like
We're kind of clear.
We're in the clear. At some point, we are going to get an answer to this soon. Like this will be answered in like the next chapter or quicker.
Right.
But like, it's still one of those things. It's like, dog, like what?
What and why?
What and why and how? Like, oh, please, God, just explain it to me. Somebody, real quick before we end, somebody on our Discord had brought up that the other person who can transform into people was Brule from Big Mom's crew.
That's what it was. Who was it that brought that up?
Oh, I cannot. Let me go in there. Theory crafting.
Boop, boop, boop.
It was Hippo. It was the question, the lore master Hippo himself. Suck on my Hippo. That is his name. But lore master Hippo posted that Brule can also transform into people. And there's okay. So I can only think of two things for this. One is that I believe it's Brule. It's confirmed that Brule can only copy people that she's captured their image in a mirror.
And she's not that old.
Because that's how she was able to capture Luffy. But also, what I think is funny or funnier is that she can also turn random animals into that reflection.
Yeah.
And I would go just about apeshit if this Oden next chapter started hooting and hollering like a fucking howler monkey. I would just lose it. Why would Brule be there? I don't know. Do I care if Oden is jumping on the ceiling like a monkey, dude? Probably not. Yeah, it's one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why, like, I do love One Piece.
Yeah,
because the story's been going on for so long, but like, he gives you so much information just throughout the whole story on different things and like world building that like you get to a point like this and you can actually like oh shit, like I think the answer might be this, or like he does leave clues intentionally in the past that it's like, okay, like I think he might be leading up to this, or like maybe it's gonna be
right.
One Piece is good, y'all.
One Piece is really good. Y'all know that. We know you know that. It's just like, why did we talk about this all episode when we knew we weren't gonna get answers?
Yeah, that's true. We definitely called it last week. Like, we're gonna sit and we're gonna reflect on this, and we're probably still not gonna have answers. And I still don't have an answer. Shit,
Nope.
After everything that's been presented to me, I'm now on the funny Valentine train. I'm on this world line. Fuck it, whatever. Like, let's go with that one.
Because there's that's all we've. It's not all we've got, but it's a lot of what we got.
But it might as well be. Oh God. But yes, that we've got nothing else, and that's gonna wrap it up for us this week. We are not on break next week, so like we said,
No.
we will hopefully next time you hear us next week. I pray and hope that we can breathe a sigh of relief because we have gotten the answer.
That would be best case scenario.
I want to breathe easy, Oda. Please let me breathe. But in the meantime, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. We are at Paramecia Cast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast everywhere else, and be sure to join the Discord server. We are Paramecia Flower Capital. The permanent invite link to that is in all of our social media descriptions and on our pinned tweet on Twitter. Episodes go up every single Monday following the official Sunday release on Viz. And as soon as they're uploaded to ParameciaFancast.libsyn.com. As soon as they're uploaded there, they're sent to every single podcatcher in existence. So Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, all of them. We're sent. We're everywhere. Anything that is able to like get an RSS feed, you can find us if you search for us there.
If you look closely, we're in the corner, every single place.
I just thought of and if you close your eyes,